Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory Map Tours. Today we're going to be looking at the Museum, which is a classic map from Pandora Tomorrow that was brought into Chaos Theory. Definitely, probably one of the more fan-favorite maps, pretty iconic map. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the spies spawn on the roof of the museum, and before we get too much further here, let's go ahead and pull up the tactical map. So this is where the spies spawn, out here on the roof. And we do have some main areas to look at here. So the first main area is kind of the spy spawn area. This is just sort of like an outdoor area. The first sort of objective room is going to be the cafe, which does have two computer terminals. This links into multiple different parts of the map from the cafe. There's some vent systems, hallways, things like that that are going to be linking everything together. But ultimately, we have an exhibition room on this side of the map. We have the monolith room on this side of the map. And then in the back, there is the storage room. And again, a lot of little connecting pads and things like that. So we'll kind of get into it, but that's the main idea. As I mentioned, there's two computer terminals in the cafe. And then we have a bomb plant in the exhibition room, a bomb plant in the monolith room, and then the storage facility has a disk to grab, which you have to bring all the way back to the cafe or outside. So that's your objectives to look for here. As we normally do, we'll just kind of look at the main kind of rooms before we get into the details here. So I'm just going to jump down off of the roof and get us into the main building here. So this is sort of the main entrance. There is a med kit over there, and then there's some ammo for the Mercs outside. We can come through the main doorways. And now we're in the cafe. On this side of the cafe is the first computer terminal objective. So this one's on the outside. These are guarded by lasers, so there's a little bit of passive security to be concerned about. If we come into the inside of the cafe, this is the other computer terminal, again guarded by lasers over here. If we continue on down through this kind of main hallway here, there's a couple double doors we got to get through, and then it kind of forks into either side of the map. There is this little elevator in the middle, which is just another little connector here. But let's keep going on into the exhibition room. And here's the main exhibition room. A lot of bomb plant opportunities in here. So there's a couple in the corners, and then there's three bomb plants up top. We can take this staircase up here, which is going to lead us down through into the sort of back hallway area. We can just kind of continue down. If you take this will get us back into the exhibition room. So this is just like the side door. And then coming through here is the storage room. This is where we have the disk objective, which we can just go ahead and grab the disk. It is guarded by those lasers that I just shot out. Coming through the kind of main connection here, if we look at this part, this doorway over here, this is going to lead back to the main hall, which, that's where we came through those double doors from the cafe. So this is kind of taking the right fork here. Again, going back there's to storage, and then through here is the monolith room. So this is another place to plant a bomb, and we've got same amount of bomb plants, but we have one on each pillar over there. We got one down low, and then we have kind of a middle and then a high. So different places to plant the bomb. There's also a door over here that leads us back into that sort of storage hallway. So we can just take that really quick here. And this leads us back into this sort of main corridor that connects everything. So that is the main sort of layout. And you'll probably have noticed as we've been walking through a lot of different little vents and things. This is a pretty good map for stealth. So there's a lot of different little hidden pathways that you can take advantage of. But let's make our way all the way back to the spy spawn. and take a look at some of the ways that we can go through the building without just using the main corridors. Because, you know, Mercs are going to be mostly hanging out in those main corridors. You don't generally want to be running through those. So we do have one side path right here, which we can look at. So just to give you context, that's the spy spawn. You spawn right up here on that little roof here. You can drop down and come through this side vent. Comes through here. It does have this drop down, which is kind of pointless because there's nothing down there, so I'm not really sure why that exists, but it does. You can climb your way back out. There is a pole. You can drop down onto the side here, and this is sort of like, people call this like the sunset area because there's like a little sunset in the background. But this is just off to the side of the cafe. There are these glass windows, which there are a couple breaks in the glass that you can use to get in and out, but you can use these to hide in the cafe. There's another break in the glass over here that you can run through. And then there's a vent over here that you can get up into, and this leads you to the kind of connecting hallway area. So you can drop down here, and now we're back over by the main corridors near this little elevator in the middle and everything like that. So that's one way you can kind of take to get in here. I'm going to come back through into the middle of the cafe because there is this box that you can get onto, which leads kind of up back to the spy spawn, which is where I'm trying to get back to. And just to show you where this all connects, let's go ahead and jump back up. But this is the main spy spawn once again, and this is the sort of main vent that you can drop down. So a lot of people just drop down here right away, and this is going to lead into the roof of the cafe area. There are definitely a few different routes you can take from here. So we already just showed one of them, so you can drop straight down right above the objective of the inner cafe. So this is one way you can go. While I'm on the little false ceiling here, I do want to note, while you're walking, you do knock dust down from the ceiling. So Mercs, as you can kind of see the footprints leaving little dust particles. The Mercs can see that from below, and so they can track where you're going. So you have to be careful. If you do the slow walk, they can't see the dust. So it is safer to slow walk in the ceiling. Also, if you're using night vision or any gadgets, you will be seen through the ceiling with EMF vision of the Merc, so be careful of that as well. If we come around this little side area, this will drop down into the inner cafe kind of little back hallway. So this is another little route, just to give you context. That's the objective over there. But let's get back up into the roof, into the ceiling, and continue on our little path. So if you keep going through the ceiling route, it leads to this sort of little juncture, which gives you a couple places you can drop down. Those are the double doors leading into the other main hallway. So this is kind of like right above that. And you can take this little vent, which splits into two routes, left or right, and they all kind of go to this same ceiling area above the central hallway. So you can take that, or that's the other exit. Just a couple different vents so that you can't get completely camped by frags from that area. So it gives you two ways to get in. And then also you are able to get into that elevator. So if you come down through here, this drops down into the center through this elevator. This vent connects from the cafe area as well. So if you take that little sunset route, that's where this connects through. And then coming over to the other side, there's another vent over here, which connects over through into the cafe. So this is like a little elbow vent that also just kind of bypasses these main double doors, just so you don't have to use the double doors, which do make noise. So if you're running through, the Mercs can hear those doors opening. And then this is another vent that we can take it right now. Why not? This is going to lead us back to the exhibition room. So if you follow this through and then climb this pipe, this is sort of the stealthy route to get to the exhibition room. So if you climb up here, drop down, and then this comes and pops out in the kind of upper side of the exhibition room. So you can drop down here. You can, get up onto here. You can make this jump, and that's going to bring you to the top. And then this is all your little bomb plants and things. Let's take a look at the exhibition room while we're in here. So I already pointed out the bomb plants. You're also able to climb these beams. So this can be helpful for ambushing. So that's one little tactic you can use. You can, of course, pull your feet up and everything. This beam in particular is pretty good for ambushing because it's right above this storage room door. So you can catch Mercs coming to disarm the bomb if you plant it over here or just any of the top positions, and then climb the beam and kind of wait for them to come through the door. Maybe have a spy bullet down. That's going to help you out quite a bit. This is the upper door to the storage, kind of little stairwell in the kind of out, in the back of the storage kind of hallway back here. So this does connect. Before we go too much further, I do want to point out this other vent over here, which you can also take, and this is also going to lead to the little stairwell near storage. So kind of pops out one little level below. You can take the stairwell all the way down, and this is going to take you into the actual storage room itself. And then there's the other little mini hallway that leads back to exhibition. And then there is this vent over here in sort of the middle level of the stairwell, and this is going to take you right into the storage room right above the disc that we've already grabbed. So normally the disc is right here, but you can take that little vent. There is a med kit in the storage room, and there's a couple other things. For instance, so if you take this little mini hallway, that's going to go back across the way to the monolith area, as well as like the main corridor. We can just kind of poke our head again. We've already been here, but this is the little kind of T-joint which goes to this hallway connecting to the monolith. And then over here is the door to the monolith. We'll come back to the monolith room. And let's go ahead and take the upper vent in the storage room, coming back to storage here. These beams you can also climb on, by the way, in storage. So you can pull your feet up, you can climb on these beams. Again, pretty good for ambushing. And if you take this little vent, it's going to lead you to the kind of main corridor, right above the monolith main doorway. It's kind of got this little scaffolding, and you can climb up here as well. And then there is a little zip line that you can climb, or that you can take down, just to kind of zip your way down this little hallway, just a little bit quicker to navigate that. Another thing to point out just while we're here, there's this little scaffolding, and then there's a beam that you can use to come across. Kind of dark up here. I am carrying the disc, which makes me a little easier to see, but normally it's pretty dark if you don't have the disc, that you can just kind of make your way up here, and this will get you back into the storage. So that's a pretty stealthy way to enter storage without having to use this door, which again makes a sound when you use the door. Now we're over here by the monolith room, so let's poke our way into the monolith area. Again, all the bomb plants are in here, so there's the one on the bottom, two on the pillars, and then the two up top, which we already pointed out. And coming up onto the middle level, this is again the doorway to the sort of connecting storage back hall back here. We can take this little vent here, and this does connect through to a couple little things. So first of all, if you take this bottom route, it comes over to kind of like underneath these little stairs over here. So just a little hidden route there. And then let's go back up, and you can actually climb this chain link fence, and this is going to lead you to this upper vent, and you can follow this through to this sort of like upper level of the monolith room. As you can see, there is a zip line that goes to the back over there. So we can actually just take a look at that really quick, just because we're pretty close. You can take this little zip line here, and this will take you to the back of the monolith room. And in the back there is a little bit of scaffolding and stuff like that. And there's a little ladder that gets you up here, or even the Mercs can use the ladder. And then, oh, I should have I should have taken it just for the fun of it, but let's just go back. There's this little zip line here, just for fun. Just a little quicker way. It's a little bit pointless, but kind of fun. And this leads to this little vent in the back here, which goes around to the side, you know, back kind of corner of the monolith room. Comes through here, and there is another little chain link that you can climb to get to multiple other levels. So let's take this one first. And if you take this pole, you can pull your feet up, come all the way across, and your line of sight is blocked by this little half wall here, and then you can get kind of on the top middle part of the monolith area. So this is a pretty good vantage point for cams and things like that. Sadly, you cannot climb on to the monolith. I've tried, and it doesn't really let you latch onto it. But let's go ahead and make our way right back across this pipe and drop down into here. And there's another vent at the top of this little shaft that we can take. And this is going to lead to the top of the monolith kind of stairways. So you can, you know, do the top bomb plant up here. So just a few little nifty vents around the edges of this bomb room, so you can plant your bomb and then maybe try to protect it by taking those little areas there. All right, so heading back through the main hall here. We've already pointed out these vents and things. But let's go ahead and take a look at the capture points. So first capture point for the disc is this little corner here in the corner of the cafe. So you can capture it over there. Or you can continue on and go to the capture point out kind of near the spy spawn. And they can capture it. So that's pretty much the entirety of the museum. It is a fun little map. It's pretty balanced. It might be slightly Merc-sided because it can be a little tough getting to the back sometimes, but not too bad. I think it's a pretty fair map to play. There are some keys to victory, so let's go ahead and just drop back down and continue on. So in my opinion, on this map, there, again, are some keys here. So the cafe terminals are pretty important, in my opinion. You do need to take at least one of these cafe terminals. If you're just trying to do all of the objectives in the back, because you've got the bomb, and then there's the disc in the back. It can be a little bit rough if you, for instance, take both bomb objectives. If you bomb and then bomb, now, all the objectives and the disc captures are going to be pretty much in the cafe and like right outside the cafe. So now the Mercs, both Mercs, can just camp the cafe, protect these terminals and the disc drops pretty easily. So you really just want to take one of the bombs and probably the disc if you can. And then again, just you really want to be going for, you know, one of these, at least one of these terminals. If you can get both, that's really good, but that can be kind of tough to do because both of these terminals are in close proximity to each other. So one Merc can kind of hold down this cafe pretty well by themselves. Going for, you know, cams, knockouts, things like that, as per usual, is very strong as the spy, and you're going to be able to tick off seconds. By the way, these terminals are 15-second hacks. So they're kind of like longer hacks. So again, you're going to be probably primarily just ticking away a few seconds here and there as you can, trying to pull Mercs to the back with the bombs to disarm them, because with those bomb plants, they are like the places you can plant the bomb are pretty spread out. So it can be time consuming as the Merc to find the bombs. You definitely, as the Merc, want to listen for that beep to see if you can find out exactly where it is. Because, as you can see, it's got, you got the back corners, and then you've got the top, and then the other monolith room is kind of similar, where there's kind of like both sides and then like a couple levels above. So it can be a little tough to find those bombs and disarm them. By the way, the bomb timer on these is 25 seconds, so pretty reasonable amount of time. Just kind of general strategy as the Mercs. I kind of already mentioned, like, you do want one Merc in the cafe area, kind of in this cafe, and then like this kind of connecting hallway area, just kind of floating around here, but 2 of the terminals are in the cafe, as well as the disc captures are out here. So one Merc is probably going to be cafe. The second Merc could be kind of debatable about what you want to do with the second Merc. Personally, I like to float this kind of central hallway because for the Spies to win, they really need to get to the back of the map. They have to do something back here. They have to take a bomb. They have to take a disc. They got to do something. They can't win with just the cafe terminals, obviously. So the ways to get to the back are a little bit limited, as you can see kind of on the tactical map. So, obviously they can just try to run their way back through the main doors and everything. That's pretty risky. Mercs are probably going to put a lot of mines like in these hallways. Like, this is a pretty popular place to put mines, in this hallway, sometimes over here. But there is that vent that comes from the cafe to the side of the exhibition room. So this is a pretty key vent. So as the cafe Merc, you want to make sure no Spies are getting to this sort of corner, because they can use this vent to get into exhibition, or they can use this vent to get into the hallway to get to exhibition. So this is kind of a pretty important corner. Maybe put some mines there if you're the Merc. And then, as I was kind of saying before, the other Merc can kind of float this back area, because they can see Spies coming through the ceiling of that central double door area. There's that little false ceiling that in the vent system that they can get up into, and you can try to catch them dropping down into these hallways to make their run for it. And then also you're in position to disable the bomb. So you do want to make your run here or there for the bombs and try to disarm them. A pretty good tactic, if you're able to make your way to the back as the Spy, is plant a bomb in either of these rooms, and then there is these, that back corridor sort of section. So you can plant a bomb here, take the back corridors back to storage, even maybe grab the disc on the way, and then come through and plant another bomb. And you can even kind of ping pong back and forth if the Mercs are disabling the bomb. So like if you plant a bomb here, run over here, grab the disc, plant a bomb here, maybe they disabled this bomb, you can then run back across, plant another bomb, and then maybe try to make your way back, either through this vent or just making your way through the hallways, things like that. So that's some of the tactics that I've seen be successful. Teamwork is quite important, in my opinion, on this map, both for the Spies and the Mercs, because, getting that bomb plant to get the Mercs to start running over to this room, for instance, to the monolith, is going to open up other options for you. You might even pull a cafe Merc sometimes from, like, say if you had just hit the exhibition room and then they see another bomb go down, you might see the cafe Merc start making their way over, in which case the cafe is going to open up, and you can try to get some time off of the cafe hacks. So it's pretty good to have one Spy get to the back, start planting bombs, grabbing the disc, just kind of causing some noise back here, and then maybe you can get another Merc to start trying to address that if they think there maybe even could be a double back here. And then you're going to open up those cafe hacks. So that's kind of general strategy stuff. Again, pretty fun map to play. You got to get some experience on the map to get good at it. I'm still not really the greatest at this map myself, but I do get better every time, and I think it's a fun map to play. If you guys are liking these videos, please like the video itself and subscribe to my channel. Use the download links in my YouTube channel description to download the PvP multiplayer. It is a free download. I also have links to the software to get everything set up as far as connecting to other players, and then jump on Discord to find some other players to play with, or just grab some friends and get a little party going. But until the next video, I'll see you all next time.